welcome, man. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I want to do this real quick. It's your boy JT with JT Automotive Ride Share, and yes, I'm a guru. Listen, man, used car lot. Be careful with used car lot. If you're going to purchase a used car from a used car lot, be extremely careful. There is some shiesty used car dealers out there. There's some shiesty used car owners out there. Case in point, I had a young lady call me, her check engine light on, and she's boo-hooing because the estimate that she received as to why her check engine light on came up to $2,000. Now, bear in mind, she had just purchased this car not even a week ago, and the place she bought it for have nothing for her because in her agreement there was a buy as is clause in her agreement. That's not illegal, that's just shiesty, only if the used car lot knew the car had a problem, which is extremely debatable in court. Anyway, what I want to advise my subscribers, hopefully you're a subscriber. If you're not, please subscribe. Listen, when you go to purchase a used car, you need to do an extremely good long test drive, because there's a chance monitors will not run and the computer system will not test your complete emission system. If you go around the block one time, that is not a test drive. What I think is going on is car lots are purchasing cars from the auction with problem, namely, let's say check engine lights. So the best way to get that car sold is for the check engine light not to be visibly on. The way to achieve that is simply unhook the battery. Unless you got a scan tool, you can turn the light off. But that is not a repair or a fix. That is a bandage. So what they do, turn the light out, put it on the lot, a customer come drive it. Hopefully that customer only go around the block for that test drive and come back and see no problem and eventually purchase the car. Keep in mind, there's a buy as is clause on the car. So the car lot is off the hook, the car is sold, the car lot knows there's a problem, and everybody's happy until the check engine light of that car comes on and you go get an estimate and find out it's an extremely high estimate. Okay, now I'm gonna call this part one because there's at least 5 parts to this car lot series. All right, so my advice to the general public is to do a complete test drive. When I say complete, I mean at least, I'd say, me personally, 50 miles. Now, it's not about how long you drive the car when it comes to emission monitors running. It's how you drive the car and the load you have the car on, because there's specific there's specific parameters you have to be in for certain monitors to run. I'll get more into that on my emission video, but I think you would personally hit all those parameters if you drive your car normal city driving for at least 50 to 100 miles. That's why when you hear emission stations say do a drive cycle of 200 miles, sure, it does not take 200 miles to complete a drive cycle. What they're thinking behind that is, in 200 miles, you will have eventually went through all the drive cycles and now you'll be ready for emission. So now I say 200 miles is excessive. I'd say 50 miles. City driving, do not just get on the freeway and go around 285 for 50 miles and think that's a drive cycle. Again, your computer is looking for specific parameters for certain monitors to run, all right? That is the best way to find out, if your emission system is or you run through the emission system and it's complete. Because you have no way of knowing. You don't go to a car lot with a scan tool with a mechanic. At least most of y'all don't. And I think that's a pretty good idea that you should. But that's a whole nother video. So be extremely careful when buying from a car lot. They have a bad habit of erasing check engine lights with the intent of selling the car. That's the business they in, to sell the car. That's the goal. That's the end goal. Get this car sold at any cost. They don't care what the cost is. They want the car sold. But from a consumer standpoint, you have to be extremely careful and do what you're being advised to do from people like me that's out there in the automotive field. Okay? Again, I'm gonna end this video. It's getting too long. Please do a real good test drive on your car, not just around the block. That is not an indication that this is a good car to purchase. You could have pending check engine light codes on their way up to the forefront, you know, by way of a check engine light. And you will be highly upset if you get home and find out you need a $2,000 Cadillac converter. That's what my friend is going through right now. So this is part 1. I'm gonna go through part 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna tell you my personal situation on this minivan. What happened to me at a car lot when I went to get this to do my Uber work in. Okay, we'll talk about all of that on the next video. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe, and be careful out there if you're buying a used car from a used car lot. Most of them, not all of them, are shiesty. Very shiesty. All right, thanks for watching.